If you could tell us who you are, what your role is at SDI, and how long you've been here.
Yeah, my name is Bipin Varghese. I've been at SDI since April 30th of 2020. So about 10 months. I come from a whole line of jobs in the maintenance field. I've worked the line. I've been a maintenance tech. I've been a laborer as well. So I kind of get the maintenance problems, and the focus needs to be on parts for sure. And uh, schooling wise, I have a master's in mechanical engineering. I have a bachelor's in aerospace engineering, and I joined SDI from a company called PLM Operations. Uh, they used to make ice cream, and
Oh, nice.
uh, I was in the refrigeration side of that. I was plant engineer and took care of that factory. So I moved on to this role uh, to focus more on the reliability side. I do think that that's where my heart lies, and uh, uh, I like seeing uh, machines run well and run to their maximum capability. Yeah.
Oh, so is that what attracted you to SDI, or focus on reliability?
Frankly, no. So when I first talked to Steve Gorell and to Ann Keith, I didn't know what SDI did, right?
Hmm.
So at that time, I was just applying to all these different positions, like everybody else does, right? And then I started to actually look at the company, and it makes a lot of sense. The stuff that SDI is doing makes a lot of sense. And then I spoke to Anne, and then it just cemented it. It's like me and Anne just hit it off. We started talking about 5S and the whole Lean Six Sigma stuff, and
Hmm.
then it just went off from there because that's like my Bible. I do that every day. Then Steve came on and he started talking about the mechanical engineering part of it, and we were just two engineers talking, and it
Hmm.
just was so comfortable about that. And I liked that a senior management is so involved in the whole process. I got to talk to Jeremy also, and usually for a frontline worker, I would say you don't talk to the CEO. Come on. Yeah, but I really like that. The whole team was very open. The whole the whole interview process was so fast and so comfortable. You usually you get scared talking to people who are like well established in the company. You want to like bring your best foot forward, kind of.
Oh, yeah, I
But
see.
this was so relaxed, and it was completely my exact day. It's perfect. So that actually
That is great.
brought me more to a point where I really wanted to work for the company.
Yeah, I mean, the reliability component is huge. Before, it took a while to get people to kind of draw the connection between their MRO supply chain and their plant reliability. It's just kind of, it seems like a no-brainer, but we kind of had to connect those dots for people because they weren't really thinking about their MRO supply chain in that way, impacting, uptime. So, yeah, so that, I mean, so has that been what's been your biggest surprise? Is it that the culture is so
Yeah. Uh, uh,
entrepreneurial, family-like? How would you
right.
describe it?
The culture is very fast, and I really like that. As an engineer, we want things to have impact tomorrow. We don't like to wait for small bureaucracies to take effect.
Right.
For that matter, I got a text day before yesterday, Saturday, right?
Hmm.
So there's this valve that broke at one of my sites, and the text came out within 5 minutes. You have the buying team on the chat. I've already talked to a vendor to supply it on Monday. It's insane. It's like on a weekend, and everybody's like, yeah, we got this, you
Whatever
know.
it takes to get it done,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, so I really like that. You know, the pace is very fast and it's relaxed as well. I mean, no one's got the stress level that I had before and all. It's not the same way here. You know, it's like people are here to work for sure, right? But it's not stressed. You know, it's so different, and I really like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great feedback. And obviously, you're passionate about your job and you enjoy what you do. And
Yeah,
to be
I'm a
excited
geek.
about being able to make an impact quickly. What did you say? You're a
uh,
geek?
yeah, yeah, I'm a geek. You know, I have this kind of stuff on my table. It's metal, yay! You know.
Um, you came on in the middle of a global supply chain crisis and
Oh yeah.
a health pandemic. As you reflect on the situation over the last year, what have you learned, whether in work or in life in general, just in taking in what's happened with this pandemic?
Yeah, the pandemic has changed the way we work for sure. I've noticed that a lot of people have been affected, so we have to be, um, uh, uh, so we have to understand that, you know, and it's not like we just throw the a baby out with the bathwater, you know. And I've also noticed that I can work anywhere, and my office is actually in my phone, you know,
Right.
and I'm able to use the technological advances that have happened in the last few years. Yay, Zoom.
I know. I
And
know, right?
yeah, we just get it done, you know. And the end of the day, things have to move forward. And if we are sick, we take that when it happens and make those changes, you know. And that is also with our vendors. Sometimes the vendors have issues getting their supply, you know, and we have to work with all of that. And it's of course pushed us to our limits for sure. So we have come out with less scathing than others for sure, and that's a big testament to the
Hmm.
company. You know, I mean, if we just pull up our socks and get it done.
Nice. um, yeah, I mean, technology has, like, companies that were thinking about improving their technology kind of were forced to, and
Right.
everything has changed so quickly, and it's just people have adopted it and accepted it, and we're just moving forward. Like you said, I like that.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Well, you've been here for 10 months now. Have there
Yes.
been any challenges that you've faced, and how have you
Yeah.
overcome it?
Communication is always an issue.
Mm,
So the first few months it was uh, a little bit confusing because every new client is different, right?
right.
You've got roles where you've been in place for a long time and you kind of understand how things work. BDG has been a new client, and working for a new client is always a challenge, and especially when you're in out service role like this where um, um, the mothership is not here for that matter, right?
Right.
A- and it's all you, and that to me was a little challenging in the beginning. Plus it's getting to know everybody in your team. They don't trust you yet, you don't trust them, you know. It's all the first day of school, you know. And uh, 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 communication was an issue in the beginning. But I've noticed that if I don't get enough information, I present a lot more information to everyone else. That
Hmm.
way, everybody knows exactly what I'm doing. And the more you do that, I've noticed that people start to open up, you know, and then, hey, you're working on this belt project. I have this belt that I need. Can you help me?
Exactly.
That's all you
Yeah.
need, you know, and then that communication starts happening. And it's the nail that sticks up is the one that gets the hammer, right? So
Hmm.
the more you stick up, or in the words of Adrian, actually, the more you get sticky, the more sticky you are, that's how people get used to it,
Mm-hmm.
and so then they start to communicate with you as well, and then now it's actually sorted out. The communication is good now.
Good. That's great. I mean, and obviously you're comfortable, like your computer works well. You've
Yep.
got a great connection here, and you're not glitching at all. So that's
Okay.
that's good. Is there anything that you've accomplished so far at your time at SDI that you're really proud of?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You've been on a
I
lot of projects.
Yeah. I've been on a few. So the first few months of your job is where you can learn to make all the mistakes, and you can kind of get a free pass on everything. So I kind of threw myself into everything so I can make all those mistakes and not be blamed for it.
Right.
However, um, some of those things have actually brought up some really good savings, and last year, am I okay putting numbers in here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Last year, I think we closed at $54,000 in savings from my efforts alone. Not
Mm.
mine alone. I mean, from projects that I initiated. I'm not a one
For
man band
one
for
client,
sure.
is that just for Blue Diamond?
For Blue Diamond, two sites only. We
Oh,
have three
okay.
sites, but it's just two sites. It's
So you
54,000.
got here, you're like, you know what, you got 9 months or so to kind of get your feet wet. I'm gonna propose some projects, see what happens, and you
Yeah.
you saved the company, saved the client
Yeah.
$54,000. That's awesome.
54. And this year we're on track to do 115.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, you should be
That's
proud of that. That is
yeah.
great. And
uh,
a lot of times the clients don't understand they're looking for the savings to come just from on the cost of acquiring the parts. But
right.
the engineering teams, you're looking at the plant reliability, you're looking at continuous improvement
Yeah.
opportunities.
So all this is hard savings. There's a lot more. There's soft savings. There's lead time savings. There's labor savings. There's work order reduction. There's so much more in the back end, which
Hmm.
I did not know before SDI. The way you package it is so different, and that's a lot that I've learned in the last 9 months. It's not just, hey, this is cheaper. This is cheaper because, you know, and
Right.
there's so much more in the back end. But yeah, seeing it firsthand, yeah, it's very rewarding.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, that's how you know. So, I mean, one of the questions was, how do you know what you do, impacts the customers? And there it is right there, right?
Right. Being on the front line, so to speak, we are boots on the ground.
Hmm.
uh, uh, we are the ones who see it every day, and the client gets happy in front of us, and it's so it's very rewarding for sure.
Awesome. Well, I mean, you've been here for a little while now. Is there any advice you would give to somebody new coming in, or
Yeah.
words of wisdom?
Call me. That's the first thing,
Good
Don.
advice.
Yeah. uh, Rely on your team. SDI has been here for a while. There are some really smart people at SDI, and if you talk to the team at SDI, they will open up your eyes to so many possibilities. And I've started looking at these things so differently. I come from maintenance, right? So I have done this before, right? But I come here and I'm looking at it so differently now after talking to the TSE team and the operations side for that matter. I did not know supply chain before this, and I kind of am seeing how the billing process works. What is net 45? I didn't know that, before this,
Right, like you
and
wouldn't need to.
yeah.
Finance.
So those are the things that I'm learning, and I would say to a new person, just be open, and ask as many questions as possible. Find out what the client. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. Find out what the client wants. Ask a lot of
Hmm.
questions. Ask for feedback. Uh, be open to change. And yeah. So when you have something that you think is a strong enough nut, go after it. That kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Just stick with it. And just be open. Ask a lot of questions and rely on your team. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Awesome. Yeah. Good things.